It pretty much does look like a waiting room, doesn't it? Oh, fuck off. 3 locked chests. This isn't any good. I'm not on board for that. Arl Redcliffe's estate? Wait, what about the other 2 dudes? I'm like, no thanks to you, I got out myself. Yep, they were. I guess I'm going to rescue the queen one. Oh man. Tavern. Alstana. Don't know. And that one in. Nope. Nope. I think it's in the alienage for some of these. I just don't have access to them. It's like, hey Win, I'm back. Hi everyone. I'm not doing fucking anything to try and get me out of there, were ya? You assholes.
Maker's breath. It's good to see you in one piece, my friend.
Indeed. We have been praying for your safe return.
Praying. It's good to see you alright, Honora.
I was uncertain you would respond as you did, considering the consequences. I am glad you did.
What exactly am I going to do?
Now, however, we must work together. And quickly. My father has gone mad. I didn't believe it at first, but he is gripped by a paranoia so severe it prevents him from seeing sense. He saw me as a threat. Yet even now, I'm certain he will be telling the nobles you are dangerous murderers that have kidnapped and mind-controlled me. He may even believe it.
Can I still take the throne without you?
Perhaps. It will be more difficult for him, but if my father says the Grey Wardens are the enemy, many will believe it. He is a legend.
It's true. Our position in the Landsmeet is not strong.
I could
This does little to help
go and
us.
speak to certain people.
At least that snake How is dead. That alone will not be enough, however. My
Ammunition.
father is committed to his path. You will need ammunition for the Landsmeet, and there I can help. You have only just arrived in the city, so perhaps you are unaware of some recent events. Denerim has been in turmoil since Ostagar. Many people here are angry or grieving. Strangely, the unrest is worst in the alienage.
Oh,
Few elves accompany
can you
the
finally
army.
get in there?
They should have little reason to be upset, which means that How and my father must have given them reason. I don't know what is happening there, but I am certain my father has his hands in it.
A useful lead, Honora, but you could have sent this information with your maid.
That is true. I feared for my safety as How's prisoner. But to tell the truth, I sent Erlina to you because I hoped we might join forces. You need that evidence for the Landsmeet. But you also need a stronger candidate for the throne. You need me.
What of Alistair?
I have no doubt Alistair is biddable enough. And decent. But even with his blood, he is no king. You think only I can see it? Not only that, Alistair is a Grey Warden. It will look like you are trying to put a Grey Warden on the throne, despite your claims. I am a neutral party, and I am already queen.
Honora, you are indeed Kaelin's widow, but
I am the daughter of Ferelden's greatest general. Who do you think truly ruled this nation for the last 5 years? Kaelin? I am what this country needs, not an untrained king who does not even want the throne. I can help you stop my father. consider what I have said. For now, I think I will retire to
It
my
probably will go with her.
Warden. When you have a moment, I ask you to speak to me in private.
Can I go though?
Well, she's quite spirited. I remember when Loghain first brought her to Denerim. Poor Galen was a good boy, but Honora was always 2 steps ahead. Had him jumping when she snapped since the first time she batted her eyelashes. I cannot help thinking she may be trouble, but we should keep her close, all the same.
Well, would Alistair be much better though? Oh, I don't think so. Why do you think she's trouble?
This is an alliance of convenience. For the moment, we are united against Loghain. Be careful how much trust you place in her. I do not for a moment think Honora means to give up her power.
But I don't care as long as like
Still,
it's not Loghain and we can do what we want as the Grey Wardens and stop the light. She would make a better ruler than Alistair.
Honora was a capable administrator for Kaelin's lands, but she has not a drop of royal blood. We did not fight the Orlesians all those years just to lose our royal line in a single generation. Not when there's a surviving son of the blood.
Alistair doesn't know the first thing about being king.
No, I don't, which I've told both of you on many occasions. If Honora's turned against Loghain, I say let her keep the crown. It looks better on her anyway.
You're both wrong. With a few months of experience, Alistair will make a fine king. He knows how to lead troops to defend his land. He knows how to stand and fight for justice.
Oh, I don't know anymore.
He knows how to show compassion to those less fortunate, and how to trust to the Maker's guidance to know right from wrong. And he knows who to turn to for aid, should that training fail him. He will be fine.
Why is it so important to put Marik's son on the throne?
Ferelden was first united by Calenhad, the Silver Knight. For 400 years, his descendants have ruled Ferelden. That was the heritage we preserved from the Orlesians, and it is the heritage I will fight for as long as one of Calenhad's descendants still lives. Without that to unite us, we could scatter back to warring Ternias.
Alistair should marry Nora.
Are you serious? No, never mind. I don't even want to hear the rest of this. You two just keep talking about me. I'm going to stand over here with my fingers in my ears.
That would certainly solve a lot of problems, and put forth the strongest argument before the Landsmeet to remove Loghain from power. With Therin blood on the throne, and Honora's wisdom and popularity, Ferelden could present the most united front against the Blight. Unfortunately, the marriage would never happen unless they both agreed to it. And I suspect that might take a lot of persuading to get past her pride and his humility.
I'll talk about something else.
We certainly have a great deal to plan.
What do you think he's doing in the alienage?
Maker knows what that man is capable of now.
Got work to do.
Of course, if I might make a suggestion, go speak with Honora. She will either be a powerful ally or a powerful enemy.
Oh no, I want to go
and the
hand in
sooner
some of
we
these
know
quests.
which she is, the better.
Oh shit. Where was she going? Hey, Riordan!
Hello again, friend. It looks as though you're no worse for wear after your stay in Fort Draken.
Okay, I can learn more about Grey Wardens.
Well, I'd be happy to tell you what I know, but it seems to me that you've picked the important parts up yourself. Be firm in your beliefs, protect people from their own ignorance, and be as loyal as you can to your brothers, even knowing you'll share their deaths.
How many Wardens are there?
It's tough to say. Only the fortress in Weishaupt has every record. But there are certainly a few dozen or hundreds in every nation in Thedas. The Anderfells are home to over 1,000. It's almost like the Archdemon chose Ferelden deliberately, knowing how unguarded it is.
Have you ever been to the fortress?
Once only, and I'd rather not go again.
Oh.
It's far, lass, and very foreign. The Wardens there, they fight Darkspawn like you and me, but they're shaped by the winters there and the forest. They're a cold group and don't care like they should about the rest of the world. Their king is weak, and many Anders look to the Wardens to rule. I hate to say this, but some of them seem to want it that way.
How were the Wardens founded?
It was near 1200 years ago, and no one knows for sure, except that it began with a group of Anders soldiers. Apparently, they defected from their king's army, vowing that fighting the Blight was more important, and traveled all the way to Tevinter themselves. They were the first ones to track down the Archdemon Dumat, and the ones to slay him, though none survived the battle. But they had picked up followers by then, and it was they who formally founded the Order, and were recognized by Thedas.
Why has it been so long since the last Blight?
Archdemons don't awaken on their own, you know. It takes the Darkspawn, tunneling and tunneling, searching for centuries to find one. And with no one to lead them, it must be sheer chance, or maybe instinct, which leads them. What's surprising isn't that it takes so long between Blights. What's surprising is that they succeed at all. But I imagine the old gods call to them. And it's that voice in the darkness which drives them through so many generations.
Guess that's all for now.
The important thing to remember
Really
is
wasn't, because I know you had other
none
things
of
to
that
say.
matters. When you're facing Darkspawn, all you need to know is to stop them at all costs. Hello again, friend. It looks
Oh,
as
what
though
are your
you're
plans
no
now?
worse
That's
for
what I was
wear
after.
after your stay in Fodrick. When I'm well enough, I'm going to continue my journey toward Ostagar. Hopefully I'll be able to trace the heart of the Blight and where the Archdemon itself abides. If we want to defeat this Archdemon, we need to know where it is and how soon it might strike.
Going alone, shouldn't I go with you?
If there were more of us, I would agree. But as it is, I don't think we can deprive all the armies you've gathered of a commander.
That'll be interesting. Did you know Duncan very well?
We went through our joining together, more years ago than I like to remember. He was exactly the same back then, tough as stone and just as grizzled. I think he understood sooner than the rest of us how ugly a choice it is to let the few be sacrificed to protect the many. Always left himself a soft spot for his recruits, though. Only way he ever let himself down.
Tell me about the Voltian.
It's located just off the Market District in the northern alley past the Nord Noble Tavern.
Oh, in the
I'll
warehouse?
sketch out the code which will let you pass the lock wheel. Inside
No.
you can take your pick of whatever equipment remains. It is the stockpile the Wardens have kept for centuries for the defense of Denerim.
Where should be going?
Good luck to you then. We will have to talk again when the land's meet is more settled.
Okay then. Right, Anora. Oh, I hate that. I can't get that. So, Liliana, do you want to just follow me? Maybe? You know, pick some locks. Ah, right.
Hello again, Warden. It is good that you came to speak with me.
Okay.
I will be blunt. I can see that your voice will be a strong one in days to come. It is to you that Eamon listens, and with good reason. My father must be stopped, but once that is done, Ferelden will need a ruler. I would welcome your support for my throne.
Why should I support you?
For years, I have ruled this kingdom as Kaelin's queen. As much as they loved Kaelin, all of the Banon knew this to be so. Kaelin was a good man, but what is needed now is not another good man, but a good ruler. I sent Alina here not solely because I thought I needed help, but because I saw an opportunity for us both. I need your support, Warden, and you will need mine.
You think you're a better candidate than Alistair?
Do you disagree? You are a fellow Grey Warden. What do you think of Alistair's potential to rule? Never mind his willingness.
He probably would do fine with the right teaching.
Alistair seems like a kind, well-meaning man, and biddable enough. These are admirable qualities, if not kingly ones. He also seems to be a fine Grey Warden, which is exactly why he should remain one and serve the kingdom by defeating the Darkspawn.
And how? Oh. Kind king who is a fine warrior? Sounds good to me.
Oh, there are some who would follow Alistair out of respect for his Therin blood. The others would see this as Aemon grabbing for power. Who else do you think Alistair would turn to for help? Eventually, the nobility would return to the old days of constant warring with each other. Alistair's weakness would destroy everything Merrick built.
I disagree with that assessment.
I simply believe that I am what this country needs. I will fight for what I believe. Would Alistair do the same? Thus, I say again, I would welcome your support for the throne if you would give it.
Don't think I'm as important as you believe.
No? You're a Grey Warden, and despite the fact that my father will paint himself as the only one who can protect the country from the Blight, it is not so. Secondly, you saved Arl Eamon from a plot that no doubt had its origins in Hal's sick little mind. People will not forget that. You are competent and powerful, and in the right place at the right time. Used to your advantage, these things could bring you far.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I agree that there is much to be done before the lands meet, but don't you think plans should still be made for what will follow? I do.
Are you proposing an alliance?
That is exactly what I am proposing. When the time comes, you support my bid in the lands meet to remain on the throne. You will be seen as my father's enemy, yet you will be in support of his daughter. You will be seen as supporting the interests of Ferelden, as opposed to solely those of the Grey Wardens. In return, I add my voice to yours. Do you see? Together we can do what alone we cannot.
Why not simply marry Alistair, the best of both worlds?
Ignoring that the man looks so much like Cailan, my recently dead husband, if you'll recall, my main fear is that he might govern like Cailan as well. But it is true that Alistair has Therin blood. To some, this is more important even than practical considerations. A union might be considered a compromise, but is this something Alistair even desires?
I think I could convince him.
Let me say this. If Alistair is willing to stand back and allow me to continue governing the nation, then I would be willing to have him as my king. It is my understanding that governing does not appeal to him anyhow. If that is so, this is a compromise I can live with.
Why would he agree to those terms?
Do you foresee me agreeing to place an untried, unwilling man on the throne otherwise? One whose largest decisions to date have consisted of which shoe to put on first? If it will settle matters more quickly, I am willing to agree to this. But only if it will benefit Ferelden.
I will speak to him then. Oh, jeez.
Do so.
Alistair.
I will be interested to hear what he has to say.
Oh, man. Hey, where's my other sword? Oh, which one was I using? There we go. Oh, I don't know which one I want in which hand. Alistair. Hi.
So I'm guessing someone told Honora I was planning to steal her throne. She has a nasty glare. Did anyone mention this wasn't my idea? I think she's a great queen. As far as I'm concerned, she's welcome to it.
I think you'd be a great King Alistair.
Really? Whatever will give you that idea?
Kind of hard and a strong sense of justice.
Well, it's nice that you think so. What do you think I should do? Go ahead and be king, just to let it happen?
Marry Honora?
Marry her? As in marriage, as in be her husband? You've spoken to her about this? You did, didn't you? Why would you do that? Did you take a blow to the head? That's crazy.
She can rule while you lead. It's perfect.
No. Not perfect. Not perfect at all. I don't trust Honora any more than her father. And I'm certainly not going to marry her. Go and tell her whatever you think best. But I can't do it. Even if it means I have to be king myself. I'm sorry.
Gee, okay, Alistair. Fucking hell.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. What do you need?
Can I dream about Archdeacon?
Yes, me too. And I got the feeling at the end there that it saw us, was aware of us, whatever you want to call it. Could have just been my imagination, I suppose. What do you think?
Extra careful?
I thought we were already being extra careful. Does that mean we have to be extra careful now? Great. And there I was enjoying my nap. I guess one thing is certain at least, isn't it? It's official. This is a blight.
Well, Honora... He really doesn't trust her, so I'm gonna go Alistair.
Well, have you spoken to my lucky betrothed yet? Or will we be reduced to passing notes?
Hey, Nighthawk, how you doing? Sends his regrets.
Oh, that's a shame. But hardly unexpected, really. Consider it forgotten. Now, as for the alliance we were discussing.
I can't support you.
Ah, that's too bad.
Will you support Alistair?
I'll tell you this, my father must be stopped. Once he is kept from the throne, if it should fall to Alistair, then I will be content.
Questions.
Ask me whatever you like.
Does it make you uncomfortable siding against your father?
Of course it does. Do you think me heartless? But how much worse would I be to calmly stay at the side of a man who murdered my husband?
He was a good man.
He was, and far happier in the field than in the throne room. He was reckless, impetuous, and charming. Had he not been king, he would have made a dashing rogue for a band of players. We were a good pairing. He would not have wanted the burden of ruling any more than I would have liked to remain the silent wife in my husband's shadow.
Why did Lorgain leave Kaelin to die? Did you know?
Kaelin was so idealistic. The world was his storybook, and he was the hero. My father is different. He's an idealist too, but he knows what idealism
Oh, you imagine you never played these Dragon Age
They
games
often
though?
clashed, but never
Oh
seriously,
no!
and
It's
never
never
for
too
long.
late though, depending
Kaelin
on
would
what
always come
console
round to
you
father's
got.
way of thinking eventually. And then the
PC.
Blight came. Kaelin dreamed of uniting all the nations of Thedas against the Darkspawn. It was a dream. He
I do
wanted
like
to
the
surrender.
story
What
in
my
it.
father saw, however, was the boy he had swaddled inviting Orlesian troops back into the land he had fought to free of them. And for once, my poor, foolish husband wouldn't back down.
Sorry for your loss.
It was more than just my own loss. But I thank you all the same.
Another question?
Ask me whatever you
I don't
like.
think trying to tell people would work. What do you think will happen after the lands meet?
Do you want me to try my luck at fortune telling? There was an old woman who read palms in the village of Gwarren when I was a child. She told me that I would have 10 children and be bald as a winter heath when I grew up. I can't say I put much much faith in
I
foretelling.
still might have 10
What
children.
will happen
You don't
depends
know.
much on you, Warden. But you certainly knew that already.
I'd like to understand Loghain better if possible.
Well, he was once a farmer when he was a boy,
Farmer?
if you can believe it. I never could myself. He's useless with plants, for one thing. I
I
remember
don't believe
my
that.
mother once asking his help with a sick rose vine. My mother oversaw the rose gardens personally. He touched it. No more than that. And it shed half its leaves like a dog with mange. She never asked for him to help with her roses again. He bought her another one, though. He carried it back from Denerim with the branches overflowing his saddlebag. Despite the thorns tearing him bloody, he wouldn't let anyone else take it. He wanted to be the one to present it to her. My father has his faults, Warden, but he is far from common.
Oh, did he plan overthrowing Kaelin before Ostagar?
I'm not sure. I had no inkling of my father's plans until Kaelin was already dead. I would like to think that my father planned for the worst, but did not truly decide that Kaelin was a lost cause until that moment in Ostagar. The alternative is difficult to imagine.
Is he truly beyond reason?
I hope not, but I fear it is so, yes.
Why doesn't Loghain back down?
Because he believes he is right, Warden. He thinks
Well.
he is the only one who can see Ferelden out of its current crisis, even if it is one he helped engineer. My father is capable of remarkable blindness, but it stems from his love of Ferelden. That is the saddest part of all, I think.
How would he ever have trusted Arl Howe?
Trust would perhaps be putting it too strongly. My father knew what Howe was, and while I despised the man, I knew that father relied on his political mind. I expect my father thought himself above being influenced by the snake. Truly, I wonder how many of these acts stemmed from Howe and
I'm
not
not
my
sure.
father at all. We may never know.
Yeah, I should go.
Then I wish you luck, Warden.
Yeah, I think I've sealed the hole. I'm going with Alistair. Backing Alistair. Now I got some quests to try and hand him, I think. I need the tavern. I can get the tavern. Like you. You.
Yes.
Oh, really? 1,923 kills in total. 659 people. Well, there's only... For the purposes of not, like, kind of going through all my healing stuff, having one there is beneficial. Yeah, but she doesn't do much in the attacking, so it usually is left to the rest of us. Liliana. Actually, it's probably good to have another ranged one. It would be that bad. I think it was only really bad with the last fight before I loaded it and surrendered. Because there was that many of them, and they were high level too. Ah, here he is.
Whoever you are,
They'll be like, why is the warden out?
I know you. My son described you in great detail. He tells me that I owe you
Oh,
his life.
yes. I would leave no man to suffer Arl Howe's hands.
When I saw my poor boy's legs, I only wish Howe still lived that I might tear him apart myself.
I would bring tribute against his son, but Oswin tells me Thomas had no part in his father's depravity.
Is there anything you would ask as a reward for saving Oswin?
All I want is for you to speak out against Loghain.
Thank you again. Know that I will stand behind you at the Landsmeet with all the support I can
Ooh,
muster.
nice.
In fact, I'm taking my supper today with Ban Reginalda of the White River Banorn. I'll speak with her about this at once.
Cool, that one done.